start off with the Kings making the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. They locked in right now at the 3 seed, have clinched the playoffs. So what are y'all expectations for the Kings this year in the playoffs? I think right now they're playing Golden State in the first round.
I'll
I
go
don't
for
think it's too much to be said. It's first round exits. I'm happy
bro.
that they snapped this 16-year streak. I don't know. It's good to see the Kings good again. Actually, I can't say that. I was 2 years old since the last time they were in the playoffs, so I can't really say it's good to see the Kings be good again. But I don't know. First round exits. I'm happy that De'Aaron Fox finally got over that hump. Adding Sabonis definitely helped. This is just really a really good year. Happy they made the playoffs, but this is definitely a first round exit. Not too much to be
Giving them
said.
no chance against the Warriors.
I'll let me talk
No chance at
because
all.
I don't understand. Like the last few weeks, y'all just keep writing off the Kings super fast, and I don't know why. Like you don't win 47 games, the third seed in the West for no reason. And yes, I understand. Like Golden State. Golden State is like 7-28 on away, bro. Like they have to play away games. I don't care. They got Curry. It's in the playoffs. They're gonna lose to Curry. Like the Kings won 48 games for a reason. They're probably gonna end the season with more than 50 games won. You can't just say, "Oh, they're an immediate first round exit." I
It's
don't
the
care,
championship pedigree, bro. It's a championship
bro.
pedigree. They
They
don't
can win
have
the first round
playoff
series, bro.
experience.
Like De'Aaron Clutch is literally the most clutch player in the NBA right now. Like, what are we talking about? You can't
The
just
defense
write
is
them off
terrible.
because they're playing
The defense is
The
Curry.
shit.
defense is terrible, bro.
The defense is shitty.
And Andrew
And
Wiggins is
what
pretty
makes the
bad.
Warriors and the Warriors? They have Curry. What else? Like, tell me why the Warriors.
What else do they have? Andrew Wiggins is coming back. Gary Payton the second is getting into rhythm. They got Dante DiVincenzo, Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson. They have the same nucleus they still
Yeah,
had.
all this. Yet they're like 8-28 on the road.
But
So what are we talking about? Like
they've been bad on the road, but to be honest,
they have to play away. Oh, and they're gonna not have home.
they can
court
definitely. We're still talking about the Warriors. They can definitely still win on the road. They can
advantage.
definitely still win
They
on the road,
definitely can, but
especially
I
since
don't
they
see.
like having the best player in the series. It matters a lot, and Stephen Curry is a top 3 player on this planet, and I can't see them losing to the Kings. And I know that sounds ignorant to say. I can't see them losing to the Kings. Like they haven't lost. They haven't lost before the finals in like 10 years. Like, what are we doing? Like every time they make
because they had Kevin Durant and an actual solid team. This team is not the same as years past.
I think
This is damn near the same team.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Super
No, it's
similar.
not. It's not the same team.
Damn near.
Minus
It
Otto
damn near
Porter.
is.
Who else? Otto Porter. And who else?
Well, they got Gary Payton the second back, but
They
Otto
got
Porter was a
Gary
big
Payton.
part.
Otto Porter. And who
Otto
else?
Porter was a big part of that team, and also not Russell Wilson. Andrew Wiggins has missed a lot of time this year due to
They
personal
also
reasons.
weren't. They also
Wiggins
weren't
is
fighting
back
in
for
the
the playoffs,
play-in
though.
like they are this year. Like what
Yeah,
are we talking about? They're not the same. Like they
I
might have
don't
the
know.
same.
Who do they have to guard Curry? Who do they have to guard Curry? Let's be honest.
Oh
Who
my
they
god!
got to guard the whole team? Their
Oh
defense is
God,
shit.
they don't have anybody to guard their
So
whole
What are you
team.
bad.
talking about?
I'm just
Listen,
saying,
you can
you don't want 50 games.
You can stick Andrew Wiggins. You can stick Andrew Wiggins
want 50
on.
games
You
in
can
the
stick
season
Andrew
for no
Wiggins on De'Aaron Fox. You can stick Draymond Green on Demontis Sabonis, and I think he'll do a very good job. Let's not forget that Draymond Green is one of the best interior defenders we've ever seen. So, like, I don't know, bro. I just don't got
You
them.
say you don't win 50 games in a season for no reason. Like
That's fine. It'll go like 6. I'm not saying it's gonna be a sweep. It'll go like 6. It'll be entertaining series, but
It'll go like 5. I see them winning the game.
You're sick.
Winning the game, man.
Yeah, they don't got enough experience. They're a very young team. We're talking about probably the most experienced team in the NBA right now. So, what you got to say, Rudy, about that?
As far as that series, the Warriors, they only got to win one game on the road, which I think they can do that. They're pretty dominant at home. They've been in a lot of close games this season. And it's really going to depend if Wiggins and Payton are there. Those are their 2 perimeter defender guys. Like Klay can still get it done sometimes, but it's not consistent enough. De'Aaron Fox, he's going to cook whoever's guarding him right now. So I'm favoring the Kings, but I'm not going to be shocked if the Warriors win that series.
They don't have any playoff experience at all.
I mean, Harrison Barnes went to 2 finals with them. Demontis Sabonis has.
And it's the reason why he's not on the team anymore.
I know he's not on the team because they replaced him with KD. So,
right, you said it like that.
No, I'm just saying he was pretty bad in the finals when they lost. He was missing wide open threes.
But I'm just saying, you guys act like Steph Curry is going to have a monster, average 35 this year.
And he will do that. I'm sorry. Yes, he will.
I'm not gonna lie. Doubting that Steph can do that is crazy.
Like Jordan Poole is getting it going to the end of the season as well. Like they don't have one to guard Klay, Jordan Poole. They have no perimeter defenders, like none.
Only way the Kings lose in the first round. You heard it first. Is the Clippers drop down to the 6, which they're.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're just talking about the Warriors. The Clippers and the Warriors have the same exact record.
I think I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. If the
My
Kings,
Clippers
I feel
dropped
like
to
the Clippers
6.
would demolish the
It's
Kings.
belt to ass if the Clippers
no, no, no,
play.
no, 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 no. I'm not gonna
If
lie. If the
PG
Kings play the
if PG
Clippers,
comes back,
no. If the Kings play the Clippers, the Kings are winning that series. And we be honest.
I
Yes,
don't
they
agree
are.
with
no,
that. I don't agree with that.
No.
The
no.
Clippers are
The
gonna.
They
King-
don't have
I'm
Paul
sorry, the
George.
Kings-
They don't have
The
Paul
Kings are
George.
the Kings
Paul
are
George
getting
is gonna be
bounced.
back.
No,
Paul
he's
George
not.
is gonna be back.
No. He's gonna be
The
back in the
Kings are
second
getting
round.
bounced first round either way if they play the Warriors or the Clippers because they're not guarding. Who's guarding Kawhi? No one's guarding Kawhi. If PG's back, no one's guarding either of them.
I don't
Bro,
know why we're
PG
keying in
might
on
not be
certain
back to like
players.
PG might
What's
not be
up?
back to like game 6 or 7. But you don't have to guard Russ.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that. Russ absolutely cooked the other night, and then the next day he had a stinker. But
Right.
the Kings
cooked
don't play
yesterday.
any defense. Russell Westbrook can expose them. He's not going to do it every game, but you can see what he's capable of. He dropped 36 the other night. Of course, he's not going to shoot 5 for 5 from 3, but
Why not?
What do
Russ
you
not
mean?
going to shoot 5 for 5 from 3.
Yesterday he shot like 0 for 5, bro. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like you're going to get it's give and take with Russ, but I would actually favor the Clippers heavily over the Kings if
Hey.
Paul George can come back for at least a couple games. Which
It might be. It might.
so
it might be
how
a
are you
sweep. It
favoring
might be a
the wait?
sweep
How are
for
you
that
favoring the
PG
Kings
pick.
over the Warriors, but not the Clippers over the Kings? I mean,
I think
but
I think it comes
Yeah.
down to matchups. I think the Clippers are way deeper, in my opinion.
And roll call, and they finally playing Robert Covington, and I don't know why Tyronn Lue was giving him DMPs. That was fucking stupid. But now he's back in the lineup and shit. Hopefully Marcus Morris is playing in China by the playoffs, and that's the easy first round. So I'm hoping we drop to the 6. I really don't want to be 7th. I think the Lakers are only a game and a half back. So I don't want to I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who gets that 5th seed because nobody wants that 5th seed because nobody wants to play the Suns with a healthy KD. So we're going to see what happens.
I mean, the Lakers might get a 6 seed if you be honest.
They know
be honest.
they might. That's what I'm saying. Right? Like it depends on how the Clippers play. Like they have to play this perfectly if they want that 60. They can't afford to lose too many games. But once again, if they win too many, they're also going to get the. This is gonna be interesting.
Latif, I know you talked about it. We're not talking about the Lakers right now. The AD injury, he came back. He was fine, right?
Yeah, he good. He was just he's been a little girl. He's been a little girl. He's fine.
I was gonna say because Latif texted in the group chat, Lakers season over, AD out for the rest of the year. And we're like, what? And then next
bro,
text
you should
was
see him on the
literally,
ground.
"No,
He was
he's
wincing
fine,
on the
he's
ground
fine."
in pain. I'm like, this
I
season
saw
is over.
He
the
does
replay.
that
I saw
every
that.
game. He does that every game though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but he
was
did
just
have
like-
38 to
said that, I was
17.
like, damn,
That's just a part of his bag, man.
All right, so a major reason for the Kings being good this season was obviously acquiring what's his name, Domantas Sabonis. So let's revisit the trade. Who do you think won that trade last year at the trade deadline? Looking back on it now, who do you think won the trade?
I'll take it first. I think it's very similar to the PG trade with OKC when they got Sabonis and Oladipo for PG. I think this trade is a rare win-win. I think the Pacers weren't going to do anything with Sabonis. They had no sense of direction. I think by getting Tyrese and Buddy, whether you trade Buddy, whatever happens with him, you have a piece to build with the future with Tyrese. They drafted well with Benedict Mathurin. You got Miles Turner. They have a direction now for the future. And obviously for the Kings, making the playoffs is insanely whatever. First time in 16 years, it's great for the team. You got some sort of buzz in Sacramento. You're actually putting butts in seats. I don't think it's going to be like what we talked about. I don't think they're winning the championship, right? They're not a Western Conference Finals team, in my opinion. But for them to make the playoffs is huge. So I think both teams. When you look back at the trade, I think there was only a second round pick, and besides that, Indy got Tristan Thompson on top, and then Sacramento got Justin Holiday and Jeremy Lamb. So there wasn't much stuff, I guess, as far as picks and stuff moving around or other pieces. So for the most part, just Tyrese and Buddy for Sabonis. I think both teams are happy with their decision. I don't know if you could say that Tyrese is the player he is if he's playing as a 2 guard next to De'Aaron right now. I think Tyrese having the offense to himself allowed him to break out, having the keys to the entire offense in Indiana. So I think Tyrese and De'Aaron would have been a fun backcourt, but I think having De'Aaron and Domantas and actually whatever just opens up their offense. Tyrese is now able to break out himself. So I think both teams would do it again if the situation was the same.
I want to take it next. This is going to be real short. I agree with Max. I think that this was a win-win, just like you said, Max. I don't think that Halliburton's playmaking abilities would be displayed like this if he was alongside De'Aaron Fox. And the Pacers don't have the team success as the Kings do, obviously. But as we do know, the Kings are not making it far in the playoffs. But again, like I said, I was happy for the Kings. But yeah, this is a win-win. Don't have much to say.
I think y'all sleeping on the Kings. I'll just go real quick. I think once again, what everybody says, it's a win-win. There's really not too much out there. Halliburton's doing great on the Pacers. Kings make the playoffs and probably going to get out the first round depending on who they play. So I think it's a win-win.
Wait, Zay, you said we're sleeping on the Kings. Like, what do you think their ceiling is?
Oh, I think they're. I personally think they won 50 games for a reason. I think depending on who they play in the first round, even me being a Clippers fan, I do think there's also a way that can beat the Clippers. I do think it's possible. I don't have it very, very likely, but there's definitely a way if Paul George doesn't come back. Russell Westbrook, if they play great defense on Russell Westbrook, it depends how Tyronn Lue adjusts because that nigga's a sick coach.
Bro, you're delusional about Russ.
Why did you mention Russ? Like, go ahead, just go, bro.
Niggas are weird.
They don't have to play good defense, Russ, bro. They don't like. All right,
Russ is a scrub. Okay. Russ plays defense on his show.
Y'all act like this man's not gonna average 10 assists. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, y'all are weird. Like, y'all niggas are weird. Bro.
Russ is self-guarded, bro.
Oh man.
And I also believe that depending on who they play in the second round, say if they play like the Lakers, I think that like depending on how far the Lakers make it, they could beat the Lakers. But also see
they're not beating the Lakers.
Oh my god,
beating LA.
Yeah, no, that's my fault. I'm at the Lakers.
They're not beating LA.
But I think they could beat a team like the Grizzlies. So I think
so.
It depends on who they play. It all depends on who they play.
I think it's a win for the Kings. Honestly, they got the better player. I think Domantas Sabonis is better than Tyrese Halliburton. They made the playoffs, huh?
On 2-3 years.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like now, but if you look at the future, Tyrese could definitely be better.
I mean, yeah, he can definitely be better than Domantas Sabonis, but
it's going to be a for sure better player than Sabonis.
Yeah. I mean, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like Sabonis is, I think Tyrese is like 21. And Sabonis is 25. I mean, the age gap is not that big. I mean, I would have Tyrese
4 years.
But I feel like this is Sabonis' ceiling. I don't think we've seen Tyrese's ceiling yet.
Tyrese has a lot.
That's a great point.
I think this is a very good ceiling for him, though. I think he's averaging.
I like Sabonis a lot.
No, it's a great ceiling. I just think Tyrese's ceiling is going to be higher in 2 to 3 years.
Okay, but I feel like the Pacers have a lot more to do in their rebuild, and there is it's a great start. It's a great start for their rebuild. Getting Tyrese Halliburton, point guard, is a good start to rebuild. But I just think the Kings got immediately better. They made the playoffs. They became relevant again as well. Like the Kings have been relevant for like 15 years.
Our whole lifetime, yeah.
Literally. So I think in the grand scheme of things, the Pacers probably are going to be more happy in a couple years. But right now, looking at it right now, I think the Kings won it because they got back to relevancy. They got back to the playoffs. They got hope.
You just said why it should be a win-win. In a couple years, the Pacers are going to be more happy. Right now, Kings fans are more happy. That's literally a win-win.
But I also feel like the Kings can add another piece, and their ceiling can go even higher. So, like, let's say they add another piece. I'm not want to throw any names out. Maybe like Jaylen Brown, but that's still not even getting them very far. And they add another piece, someone that's better than De'Aaron Fox, and then would you say that would be a win for the Kings?
I mean, that's the thing. At the end of the day, that's not the Tyrese trade. That's not the Tyrese.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's adding on more stuff. We're talking about the trade itself. Like, if you can sign LeBron James, like that's great. But that has nothing to do with the Domantas Sabonis, Tyrese Halliburton.
And that's also like the Pacers. Say the Pacers just go up in the lottery, get a guy like just. I mean, I don't know how the chances of this. I'm not looking at the playoffs. They just get like a top 6 pick somehow at a guy. Now are we saying, the Pacers want to like, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking about the trade specifically. It's a win-win easily.
The only right answer is it being a win-win. Like I don't see a way where
I think
one team is over the other. Like I feel like it has to just be a win-win. There's definitely a wrong answer to this question.
Rudy, what you think?
Definitely at the time, like when we talked about it, I thought it was a big L because if there's one team that I don't watch, it's the Pacers. So I was kind of a casual to Sabonis. I knew who he was, obviously, and he was an all-star, but I'm like, I didn't think he could have an impact like this. He's only 25. He's making less than 20 mil a year. I think it's definitely a win for the Kings. And we thought it was an L also because we had seen 5 years of De'Aaron Fox. I'm like, okay, are you going to take the next step? That's why everyone's like, damn, they should have kept Tyrese. But now we see that he's absolutely exploded this year. So it's for sure this year, it's a win-win. And just to say for next year, like Harrison Barnes is going to be off the roster most likely, and they can spend money elsewhere, try to bring in someone to replace him, someone better. So I think for right now, the Kings are definitely going to be projected to make the playoffs next year, following year, as long as they got those two guys.
I was gonna say I like that because like we talking about like what I said like with how this trade kind of unlocked Tyrese. This trade also kind of unlocked De'Aaron Fox more on the other side, right? Like close to being an all-star, like having a good front court partner kind of unlocked De'Aaron and was able like to allow him to do more with the offense. So I like that.
So on the Kings, they have Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. And De'Aaron Fox was in the 2017 NBA